Hi everyone, I'm Alison Hamil. I'm a local Atlanta artist and the 2020 Artist in Residence at the Blue Heron Nature Preserve. Today I'd like to talk to you about the work in my show Between at the Blue Heron Nature Preserve Gallery. First off, it's been a pretty weird year. Nothing has gone the way I think any of us have planned. I had initially wanted to do a show about mushrooms and mushroom mycelium, encouraging education and environmental activism and stewardship. But I decided to change course once I realized that most people would be unable to view the work in person because of the pandemic. And I also wanted to, while everyone's being forced to slow down and be more reflective about what's important in life, I wanted to embrace this opportunity to dig a little bit deeper. So I think that although we are very divided right now, there is one thing that most of us can agree on, and that's this feeling that something is broken. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's you. You can blame the other side all you want, but in actuality, everything that you perceive outside of yourself is a reflection of your internal state. So don't get me wrong, I think that activism is very important and has its place, but we will never make true lasting change until we all learn to look within and heal ourselves. Like attracts like, so as long as we're acting from a place of anger and blame, we're only creating more of the same. Everything's connected. The state of the environment is a direct reflection of what's going on within our bodies and minds. When you heal, the earth heals. And I believe this is the only way forward and the only way to make true change. So my work in the show includes paintings that explore the 7 chakra system, but more importantly, they tell the story of my own commitment to turning inward and healing myself. Since my early 20s, I've struggled with a medical condition known as dysbiosis, stemming from a microbial imbalance in the gut. Healing requires very drastic dietary and lifestyle changes that I resisted for a very long time until the symptoms got so bad that I had trouble functioning in my daily life. So about 4 years ago, I made the commitment to change, and I changed my diet, and I made a commitment to my spiritual growth as well, which has been it's played a huge role in my healing process. So that's where the chakras come in. The chakras, it's a spiritual concept originating in ancient India. They're points of energy located up and down the spine, and they correlate with the major glands of the endocrine system. Each chakra has a corresponding color and meaning, and is part of the subtle energy body that lies between the physical and spiritual realms. So what I have learned is that disease manifests when we neglect to cleanse and balance the energy of the chakras. So by providing an avenue for meditation and reflection, my work has played a part in my own energy clearing process. I began working on these paintings during the most difficult phase of my healing in early 2018, and they have since evolved with me throughout my healing, subsequent pregnancy, and birth of my daughter, and have become a symbol of recovery, light, and spiritual evolution for myself and hopefully others. So I'll talk a little bit about the process. The chakra concept is new, but I actually began this style of work several years ago. It was originally based on the experiments of a Japanese scientist named Masaru Emoto, who studied the effects of consciousness on the formation of water crystals. He took jars of water and labeled them with positive and negative phrases, left them to sit for a period of time, and then examined the Then he froze the water and examined the frozen crystals under a microscope. And what he found was that the crystals from the jars labeled with positive phrases had formed beautiful snowflake-like symmetrical shapes, and the crystals from the negative labeled jars had formed ugly, irregular blobs. And I think that the implications of this are fascinating. So I use a similar process in my work on my watercolor paintings. But instead of freezing the water and studying the crystals, I use the water to paint. So for this particular series, I labeled 7 jars of water with the Sanskrit symbols and colors representative of each chakra. I meditated with the jars and allowed them to sit for a couple of weeks. Then I used the water to paint small compositions on 9x6-inch mixed media paper. I scanned those. I took them into Photoshop and made the symmetrical compositions, and then I blew up the files and printed them on a large format inkjet printer. And then the final phase, I draw and paint back into the printed image, adding highlights and shadows to further expose the organic shapes that were created by the water. So my favorite piece in this series is entitled Masterpiece, in honor of my daughter, Claire. I started it before I had any thoughts about becoming pregnant and having a baby. It's a meditation on the sacral chakra, which is located in the lower abdomen, below the navel. It's orange and red and yellow in color. Think of the colors of the sunset. And it corresponds with sexual, creative, and reproductive energy. So during the final phase of the process, when I was painting back into the printed image, I was pregnant, and I was looking at it and realized that it looked like it could be a womb. So I decided to add umbilical cords going from the outside of the composition in towards the center, and a mandala in the center representing the soul of my daughter, Claire. So that one is very special to me. So I really, at the outset of my residency, I had planned on focusing on the theme of interconnectivity, and I had no idea how it was going to manifest. But I'm very happy that I was able to spend some more time on these paintings and find an excuse to show them and talk about them, and I'm really grateful to the Blue Heron Nature Preserve for the residency this year and everything that they've done to support me. You guys are amazing, and thank you everyone for watching, and I hope that I've inspired you to turn within and grow and work on yourself and heal yourself. And at the very least, I hope that you've enjoyed the artwork. Thanks very much, and have a great day.